My name is Stephan Wittke. I'm 40 years old, coming from Germany. I'm living close to Frankfurt, but coming originally from the north of Germany. I just finished my MBA in International Healthcare Management at the Frankfurt School of Finance and Management. I'm working currently as a business development manager at Dr. Wittke. We are a manufacturer of in vitro diagnostics, specialized on allergy diagnostic and autoimmune diseases. I did my MBA extra occupational. During my MBA, I was working besides. Before my current job at Dr. Wittke, I was working for a medical device company called Curasan. I was their head of sales, so responsible for the global sales. And it was a manufacturer of bone regeneration material for dental and orthopedic indications. The decision to make an MBA was to deepen my knowledge in economics. I studied, my first study was in Greifswald. It was a diploma also for business administration. But it's a long time ago. So years passed by, and I recognized that it would make sense to deepen my knowledge again in economics, to get a more strategic view. And this I wanted to combine with healthcare, because I'm now, or the most time in my professional life, I was working in the healthcare industry, in vitro diagnostic, medical devices, but also in the veterinary industry, always in commercial roles. So it would make sense for me to combine the business administration with healthcare, to get to know different healthcare systems internationally. And also one goal, of course, was to build up an international network. We were a very diverse group, 40 people from 18 countries, also different professional backgrounds, from physicians to hospital managers, but also from the industry, from finance, lawyers, so really diverse group. And this is, I saw, was also a good argument to do this MBA. Yeah. So first of all, I was sure that I wanted to do an MBA focused on healthcare. So I did a research via internet. And when I saw the curriculum of the MBA of International Healthcare Management, it really catched me. So it's a very international program. You are visiting 6 countries. So it's some modules are in Frankfurt, but then you have a module in India, in the US, in Singapore, in Dubai, and London. So it's really international. And then also the group, as mentioned before, it's a very international group. So we were now 40 people from 18 countries. And this was one reason. So the curriculum looked really interesting to me. And the second reason is that Frankfurt School of Finance and Management has a very, very good reputation. It's also ranked very well, and it's even getting better and better year by year. And you have also the good advantage that they establish a lifelong learning program. So even now, when I finish my program, I still allowed, or can still visit also modules of the MBA program, but there are also other very interesting events and activities you can join. You have a great alumni network as well. So those were mainly the reasons. This is now a really difficult question to answer, because the plan, of course, was to visit all these locations. But then after the second module, so the first 2 modules were in Frankfurt, And then I think one and a half week before we should go to India, the Corona pandemic came up, and then of course we couldn't travel anymore. But I have to say, Frankfurt School really fast adapted the program and delivered it in a very, very high quality then online. But anyway, even if we couldn't travel, of course the professors and also guest speakers and so were coming from the different countries where normally the module should took place, and then you learn a lot of or you got a lot of information regarding the healthcare system in their countries. And also we had great guest lecturers from companies who could tell us also the difficulties to handle different healthcare systems. And so it was still a very international program. And also, of course, by the group, everybody could give example how things are working maybe in their countries. And you see the differences between the systems sometimes, and you get also a different perspective on things, of course. Yeah, not only due to the internationality, also due to the fact that we have different professions, so like physicians, like people who are managing a clinic, coming from the industry, coming from finance. So people are looking different on specific topics. Yeah, well, I would say it didn't really affect the program, what we learned. I mean, of course, we had some other guest lectures and really focused on the pandemic. For example, when during our Singapore model, the guest lectures we had were really focused how they handled the pandemic, for example, in Singapore, and what we can learn out of it. And as mentioned, we had also in our group a lot of physicians. Then we see they were really busy. And I think for them was even more challenging than expected before, because the workload increased a lot for some of them. But also we had a good exchange how the pandemic is handled in different countries. So I think it was really a good example to see best practice examples, to get some best practice examples, and not that theoretical, then really live. And so I think this were also some great learnings, of course. Yeah, sure. So when it comes to the curriculum, of course, the curriculum is like a general MBA. You have modules in each important business topic. From my perspective, very interesting for me was this strategic module to learn more about strategy. Also very interesting for me was the finance modules, because this was something I wanted really to deepen my knowledge, to get a better idea about finance when it comes to business. And also we had a very interesting module about innovation, and there we had also great guest lectures and some really interesting talks about innovation and how you can implement an environment which is supporting innovations in a company. This was really interesting. Yes, I would say I learned if a new topic is coming up, a new challenge is coming up, how to focus on it and find in an appropriate time, even under time pressure, a good solution to handle this topic. And I think this is one of the main learnings that I really learned how to focus really on a topic, get the problem out of it, and then come very fast with a good solution. This is also a difficult question. I mean, what as mentioned during our MBA journey, the Corona pandemic came up, and we had to adapt to the new situation. And I think, we are living in a so-called VUCA world. So I think change and uncertainty is a new normal. And I think this is something, which showed that if something unpredictable is coming up, how fast you can adapt to it. And this was something even the whole group and also the Frankfurt School did a great job, and we were all showed the flexibility to adapt to the new situation in a good way. And the second thing is, we met just a week ago. We had our graduation ceremony, a bit postponed due to the Corona pandemic. And I mean, we didn't see personally for around about 2 years. But when we met again last week, it was like we just saw 2 weeks ago, something like that. So there was a great team spirit, and we were really, we were a group, still a good team, and this was not that not expectable in such kind of intensity. And this was something which surprised me very positively. Because of course, one thing or one goal of most MBA students is also to build a network. And even due to this difficult times we faced, I think we managed it to have still that team spirit, and we want also to meet in the future. I think this was a very positive surprise as well. When it comes to the lifelong learning program, so each student is allowed to visit one module of the MBA program per year. So you can always refresh your knowledge. And also, as mentioned, so change is getting permanent. So things are developing, and in a few years it would make sense to repeat some things, or even then new learnings are coming up, and then you can refresh the knowledge. Also, a good possibility there is again to increase your network, your international network, and get to know other batches, other people from other batches, and also other activities like lectures are offered from people who are in leadership positions in different companies, and are giving a presentation about different topics. And of course, if you have, for example, a topic which are very interesting for you, then of course you can visit this events and connect with people and learn about this specific topics as well. And I think lifelong learning today is tremendously important, because as mentioned, everything is developing very fast. And I think what you know today, in 5 years, the world is looking differently, and then you have adapt your knowledge again. For sure, the MBA or doing an MBA extra occupational is challenging, for sure. So you have post assignments, pre-assignments, you have the modules, you have to write a master thesis. We had, for example, also an online business game. So we were all busy the whole 20 months, the whole duration of the MBA program. And you have to be clear about that during that time there is work MBA and just a little bit of free time. For example, during the modules I had to take vacation, so also it's challenging, but it's really worth to do it, because I think you see a personal development, personal growth. You see that you are able and that you might have more capabilities than you expected before. And as mentioned also, you're not just getting new knowledge, you also connect with new people. And I think in total, it's really worth to do it.